So we're going to be looking at the best players for under 300,000 each, with the team of the season coming very soon, with the new promos and most definitely some high rated for very low price. Who's the best for your book at the moment? In terms of keepers, we've got very standard. I don't really go over these too much because every week they are the same. We very rarely see a different keeper. We don't really change our keeper either. I've still got gold Courtois, and that is absolutely fine. If you've got any version of Van der Sar, if you've got a team of the year Alisson, or if you've got one on screen right now, even then an increase to Casillas, a team of the year check, that is absolutely fine. Keep with him. But when it comes to the next positions, this is where it gets a little bit more important. When it comes to centre backs, I feel like everybody has got their pretty bog standard. It's a Virgil, it's a Maldini, a Blanc, maybe you've packed someone a bit more extravagant, a fantasy company, maybe even a cheeky Lucio. There's definitely a higher base rate for the centre backs with what people have got, but I do think as a cheaper option, if you are still looking for your centre backs, you can never go wrong with Gold Virgil. He just works. For 26,000, that for me is going to be the best 26,000 coins you spend on the game. I don't think right now there is another card that would give you at least what's there. Granted, yes, he is starting to slowly become out of kind of sync. I still use him and he still is absolutely fine, but if you can pay for a better version of Virgil, if you can get a company and a Lucio, then fair enough, then that will work as well. But for 26,000, if you are starting the game, that is the first centre-back that you need to go get. Now, in terms of the second, you can link him up with anybody. I think Varane most definitely is still in contention with kind of being relevant. You can do him in an evolution as well. It's a shame that I can't put evolutions on here. It just won't allow me to do it. So maybe I make a second list for kind of evolution based stuff that you can make. Like once a month we go through what we can actually get, the best players we can get. I normally do a single video of it, but then it kind of gets lost with everybody else's. If we do a refresh of it with all of them and what teams you could make at that point, might be interesting. Best players you can evolve every month. Let me know down below if you'd like that. We have Lucio, standard. We have Company, standard. I think they are just easy ones to get in there. Same with Rio and Carlos Alberto. When it comes to centre-backs and icons, they're definitely up there. Orban, on the other hand, 41,000 for a 91 rated centre-back. A great link to some of the Leipzig lads, and most definitely with that anticipate can definitely get the job done. It's got the 87 pace, great defending physical, little bit less on the dribbling, which is fair enough. I'm kind of looking at agility balance more than anything, but I think for 41, again, another very high rated card that could get your job done. Arejo, again, another one like Varane, could be put into the evolution, so it's kind of why I'm picking up these names. As once you get to the start of the game, and I think everybody could kind of justify this, when you get the game from start, so whoever's gold, Militao, Varane, Virgil, Arejo, Kounde, all of them players, as soon as they get upgraded, they become the next set of the best meta players you can physically get. Arejo definitely is up there as well. Obviously, it's not the best version. You can get a better Varane, you can get a better Arejo, but they are coming in at a bit expensive. We have Militao, who's still waiting for his next upgrade, whether he gets that during team of the season or not. This card still can act as a little bit of an extra buffer for you. Kimpembe with the 5-star skills. It is a shame he didn't get the 5-star weak foot. I think that would have really just helped this card forward, because the playstyle pluses are not my personal favourite. They still can get the job done, but they're definitely not my favourite. I would probably put him as kind of a last picking out of this team. And to be fair to him, Nesta's had a pretty decent upgrade. If you're looking for icons as well, with a cheap, dynamic, 5-star weak foot, he is one that can definitely get it going. 177 slide tackle plus with the bruiser. I think he is definitely up there as a very cheaper icon you can put into your team. If your team's looking like this, then I have the place for you. Head over to U7Buy for all your coin needs. They're cheap, fast, and reliable, but make sure to use JT11 at the checkout for 6% off all of your coin orders. Now, when it comes to fullbacks, they've started to really change it up. It's no longer just Baka, Havertz, Roberto Carlos. They're adding a few cheap beasts in here as well. Alphonso Davies is always going to be thrown at the bench, same as Teo at the top there. Both of them, if you've got them, can still get the wing done. I think you can go with the tried and tested Alphonso, obviously Teo. You can still go with Baka and Havertz. They're always good options. We then have a Rolfo option if you wanted an SBC, but with this list, I've tried try to pick people who have either got an SBC currently available or are not in SBCs at all, because there's no point me telling you 5 SBCs that are brilliant in game, you've done none of them, but they have expired. There's literally no point in that. When it comes to the right back side though, Carfu will always be magical. He's obviously got a bigger upgrade twice now, but still even at 500, well, he's about 100 and something in fact. That was the SBC that has expired, but you can still buy him on the market, obviously. He's coming in at 226, much better. But Reece James will always pip him to that with the SBC of 180. I think that is still to this point and a cracking SBC. Like, that is a must 91. You've still got until the 8th of April to get him done. I think even if you've got yourself a right back, that's a great shout, because if he does ever be able to have the evolution put onto it as well, that's going to be one that you're going to be worth doing, because realistically it's only going to be Footies that's kind of holding him up now with his injury still happening. I think he's still injured anyway. Whether he goes to the Euros is in big question. I think for me, having that one just as the ability to maybe get him up is the perfect one in itself. And to be honest, he's very good for a starting squad right now. Same as Bellerin, same as Pedro Porro. I think if you've not got any of these and you don't particularly want to do James for whatever reason, they are definitely cheaper than anything. Bellerin is in the season objective, and also Pedro Porro is 30,000 coins with, I believe, a double upgrade. It's either a double or a single coming this week. I can't remember which one I saw it, but I'm pretty sure it's a single upgrade, and it was Dembele with a double upgrade. So that's going to be great in itself already. Another upgrade to this card. We then have 2 of the young bucks. We have obviously Jan Couto, 33,000. I think that's a great combination. Rapid plus with the intercept, great stats throughout, a 4-star, 4-star. I don't think you could argue at 30,000 for him. Even same with Niles, he's obviously got the 5-4 or the 4-5. I personally would go with the 4-5 on this one. Jockey intercept, great stats across the board again. You're going to whack the anchor on him, and you've got yourself a very cheap and affordable right back for that price. Emerson still coming in at 80, but still the ability to evolve if he does manage to go through with West Ham in the Europa League. I still think it's a great looking card with that ability to go through. If he does is another question, but it might be worth a hold on if you do have him untradeable. Maddison, like I said, he's very much like Jan and also Pedro. He's kind of started with absolutely nothing. I'm pretty sure he was a silver prior to this, and he's all the way at 90. He was a 74 silver all the way at 90. 3-star, 4-star, it is what it is, but to be fair, with left backs, I don't really need that much skill, but anticipate Jockey with the pace, with that defending, I really don't see, and 90 dribbling as well. That's a great card. And finally, a refresh for the midfield, because I felt like we were getting so dry with these. Once you're at the low sort of price bracket, the midfield was boring. Absolutely boring. It was always Valverde, Modric, Bernardo. Then you'd find in a little bit of Bonmati, kind of normal Centurions, maybe even a gold Putellas. Finally, we've got some very cheap options that you can get at great ratings. It's why I love the fantasy into the Trophy Titans Galazzo promo. It's like that step up ready for team of the season. And then we get the triple play Star Plus and we get 92s, 94s, left, right and centre, all the way into footies. We're seeing some very good cards. If you're looking at kind of your box to boxes, a little bit more defence. Cal, beautiful card. Travella, long ball pass. Some of them have obviously got better playstyle plus than others, but they are all relatively cheap. You've got 219 for a Gundogan at 91. Finesse and anticipate, great for that box to box. Mascherano coming in at 85,000 coins. I think that is a steal. Long ball pass with a slide tackle, incredible DM. I've always had to obviously put in Modric and Bernardo, because Bernardo in itself, 70,000 coins is a cracking deal. Left stick dribbling is absolutely on point, but even now he's starting to slowly drip out of kind of real focus. Whereas Modric, I still stand by it. This card is just beautiful. Until he gets another one, I don't personally know how he's done as himself in this kind of campaign. He's had the Team of the Year honourable, but is that enough for the Team of the Season? If you're a Real Madrid fan, let me know down below if it is a surefire thing or not, but he will be incredible as a Team of the Season, especially if he does manage to get any 4-5s or 5-4s alongside a triple play star plus. That is going to be brilliant. Stanway coming in at 92,000 with a 93 rated overall. that, again, look at the stats. Literally everything above 88. You just can't argue with the card. 5'4", so physicality battle might be a little bit different. It's why that has taken a massive increase, why we've got the aggression at 99. But I still think even then, the stats will hold her alone. A 4'4", great playstyle pluses with a ping, pass and jockey. I can't argue with it. Royce, I think nostalgic tax has definitely took over me here. I really like him still. His left stick's good. They've upped him really nicely with the first touch and incisive pass. I really like him as a cam. He might not be everybody's cup of tea. I just really like how Royce plays. Now Petit has dropped massively. I'm pretty sure he was like 2 to 400 give or take, dropping all the way down to 122. I think he's got the option as your CDM or centre back if you really wanted to. Now, this one I don't get. JJ Okocha was absolutely brilliant. I've got a review on the channel if you want to check him out. Volleys galore, great touch on him, great passing, shooting was deadly. I don't know how he's 118k, unless the promo packs are really kind of dropping his rate. A 5'5", 90 rated JJ is absolutely brilliant. I can't rate him highly enough. Even if you've got yourself the star-studded midfield, he has got to be on the bench 100%. Grace coming in more cheaper than anything at 80. It is a shame she didn't get that 4-5, but I do think even then, the DM that she had as a gold card, then into Centurions, this card is a very nice step up for her. Obviously, the pace has been increased, defending at 90. Very, very good DM that could go alongside someone like a Mascherano. And then finally, Barella. They really screwed up with this card because he needed to be that 4-5. He is a great box-to-box. He's got the defensiveness. He's got a bit of attacking in him. The dribbling, the passing is brilliant. He's got incisive and long ball pass, which is even better. We just needed that 4-5. We got the 5-star weak foot. We just didn't get that upgrade on the skill move. But a nice upgrade from his previous, I want to say, team of the group stage that was a 3-3. So it's an upgrade in the right direction. I just wish they gave him that 4-star skill. It would have just added so much to his game. Winger's a little bit more harder to kind of pinpoint, to be honest. There was the Rashfords there that I thought, even though he's a very good card, I do think for the price that you're paying is not worth it. So I am trying to go with cards that if you did buy, they are at least worth it. They're not just going to be 300k, the name, and that's it. The best player on this list is going to be Butra at 300k, but he is definitely worth it. So, phenomenal finish once you add that Hunter on him. Pace is there, dribbling's there. It's an upgrade from his base with I think it was the 3-4 or something like that, into the 4-5. It might be 3-5 actually, into the 4-5, which is perfect for him. I really like this Butra, and then the next level up for Butra as well is even better, but that's 2 million coins. When we look at some cheaper options, Swanson at a 5-5 with rapid and chip shot. Even just get rid of the chip shot and put the chip shot and put the rapid on. Still brilliant. Even if you wanted to go with Swanson and Rodman either side, you wanted to maybe go an Alex Morgan in the middle from the Ultimate Birthday, most definitely a very good trio, or even chuck in a Team of the Year Smith. There's a trio to be made there, and Swanson has finally got her upgrade there. Pires is one of them ones. I'm taking the word off everybody else here because I'm not the biggest fan, but from the kind of comments I've seen over a lot of Pires stuff, people really rate him, so I've got to throw him in at 117. If you need an icon and need him cheap, it's not the worst one to go with. Finesse and Trickster, I'm not a big fan of Trickster personally, and there is another version for the 4-5 if you wanted, but I think at 100k you can worth at least a check-in on him. Ginola's always got to be there at 250. Very good card nonetheless. Obviously the triple threat is in SBCs, but if you wanted the cheaper option, then he's right there at 250. I don't think you're going to get a bad service out of him, especially for that price. There's not like a crazy expectation for 250. If I'm buying his what would we go for, his Galazzo one at like 7 mil, then there's going to be a big expectation. 250, as long as he does the business, that's all we can kind of go for. Politano, one of the cheapest cards at 90 rated, only got the Trivella Plus, no double on him unfortunately, but for 90 rated at 32 with the pace, dribbling, shooting and passing that he's got, is really not that terrible. This list is definitely not fixed without a Dembele in here as well. He started the game off, we loved his gold, we loved the start of this this road to the knockout card, still got the rapid, still got a 5-5 and still going to be very relevant in the game. McManaman with a big upgrade, love his 4-4. I don't think he's kind of one of them ones that really gets played that much, but I think from the upgrade from the base into that UCL hero was a nice upgrade. This is just, again, taking it that one next step for me. Then we finally finish off two very classics of the list. Hansen, always going to be brilliant, and then also Diani, again, fantastic. Striker, right wing, whatever you want to go. These ladies will be the best super subs you've had, or they can definitely start and give you an absolute run-in for your money. I've used both of them very, very much so. Inform Hansen is one of the bench players that I use, even though now we're starting to see kind of higher priced cards kind of come in the mix. She is definitely a very consistent card in my mix. Now, probably the best point for strikers. Everybody is well worth looking at. We have got the starter of Rapsodori, and I haven't even done the list here. That's better. Rapsodori at 100,000 coins. I think for a 5-5, again like Politano, if you're looking for links, he's one to look at. He may not be the most prolific in front of goal. You're going to have to go with a Hunter for him. But for 100,000 coins and a 5-5, he's one that is worth looking at the minimum. But then we kind of get past that. Had to throw him in. If I'm throwing Politano in, you've got to get a bit of Rapsodori in. You've got Lacazette and Enzo, or Francescoli. You've got the 4-5. I liked him, and to be honest, I really don't know how he's so cheap. I think with them, the specific mini release and the first team of the Galazzo promo, the promo packs we got really smashed these cards up, because you got Van Persie coming in at 88,000 coins, Prince coming in at 80,000 coins. I've never seen icons start so low. Like, we're literally into Monday. They've been out 3 days and he's already below 100,000 coins. That is absolutely nuts. I like him as well. I think every single person on this list is well worth looking at the minimum. We look at Klose and Van Nistelrooy. I think both of these two have got that beautiful upgrade. It reminds me very much of the first time we saw this with Bobby Moore, going from like 60 pace to 80. We've obviously got a 94 pace and a 91 pace Van Nistelrooy and Klose with the 4-5, the 5-4. Very, very good upgrades for both of them. Now, I'm not saying they're going to go on the levels of Mbappe by any means. Mbappe's still going to be king. But from looking at these cards, if you wanted a Nistelrooy in your team, if you're making a past and present Man U team, if you're making a past and present Arsenal team, then these are going to be cards that are at least better than their original versions by tenfold. Van Nistelrooy has never had a better card than this in this game. Closer hasn't either. Eto has still not got another card, and that is a bit unfortunate because this card is still very good. Granted, if he did get an upgrade, he wouldn't be in this list because I guarantee he'll be over a couple of mil, but we are still waiting, and I'm praying that we get some, well, it's not even going to be euros for him because it literally wouldn't even include him. So we have got to wait till footies unless they decide to throw an absolute mix in the pan and throw some icons or an upgrade somewhere middle of team of the season, or he potentially gets a team to Galazzo. That is a shot, so I'm going to say that that's going to happen and pray it does. Hugo Sanchez and Raul, love both of these cards. I think they are very good for the price. We're looking a little step up away from the 80 to 150k mark, but I do think both of them, especially Sanchez, at 240 with a rapid power shot combo, 5-star, 4-star, or 4-5 if you wanted, I really don't argue with that one bit. Kelly Smith, great upgrade for the card again. We've seen 3 different versions of her so far, which is absolutely brilliant. And again, we're just going one step more into that next level. And finally, with Prince, I actually really enjoyed playing with her, to be honest. I felt like she could get some goals in. The pace was a nice increase. Aerial and power shot, it's a nice combination. Maybe a little bit of a rapid could have been the better shout for her. But even then, the 5-star weak foot's perfect. She's got the finish. The dribbling's good enough. As a very cheap card, I really couldn't argue at 80,000 coins. At the minimum, she's definitely worth a look in to see if she fits your team. And granted, none of these strikers outpace an R9, an Mbappe, Eusebio. Of course they don't. But if you're starting the game, maybe you've not got that look in a striker, they are all definitely worth a look in.